Picture this. You're live on Twitch. Chat is spamming emotes, the donations are rolling in, and everything's running smooth. And then, out of nowhere, you get hacked. Your system's compromised, your accounts are exposed, and you realize a harmless looking Steam game just opened the door for malware to wreck everything. That's exactly what happened to streamer Rivo Rastalin TV Plavniks. After downloading a Steam game called Block Blasters, it looked harmless, it had real gameplay, it even had Steam Deck verified status. But after a sneaky update, it was no longer a game. It was a Trojan horse that stole everything. And the worst part? He wasn't alone. Reports show that the same malware drained over $150,000 from hundreds of players worldwide. And all of that from a game called Block Blasters. Imagine losing your life savings to something that sounds like a free iPhone app. Welcome everyone to the very first episode of The Feed. This is the show where we break down the biggest stories in gaming, VR, and technology. The stuff that shapes the industry, the stuff you need to know about, and yes, the stuff that makes us laugh, groan, or rage along the way. I'm your host, Toothe. Gamer, VR enthusiast, and professional complainer. If it happens in gaming or tech, we'll cover it here with a mix of news and analysis. And now, onto the news. So here's how it went down. Blockbusters launched like any other indie game. The reviews were real, the gameplay existed, it didn't look like malware, it looked like the type of $5 game you buy during Steam sale and then never open again. The trick came later. About a month after launch, the devs pushed an update. The players thought that they were just installing bug fixes, but instead, they installed a crypto-stealing Trojan. It wasn't just any crypto. The malware could grab your cookies, your saved logins, and even your Discord tokens. That means your Steam, your Gmail, your bank, anything linked could be vulnerable. Why is this especially scary? Because Steam isn't some shady torrent site. It's the biggest PC platform in the world. Millions of players use it every single day under the assumption that Valve's verification system keeps them safe. Let's talk about that little green checkmark, Steam Deck verified. Players see that and assume it means that the game is safe. It means the game technically runs on Steam Deck hardware. It doesn't mean that Valve ran it through any hardware scans or that it won't turn into a digital pickpocket overnight. So in Rastalin's case, he saw a game that looked fine, that even had Valve's green badge. And in the middle of a charity stream, he trusted it. And he paid for that trust in the worst way possible. And here's the other layer. Crypto. Hackers love targeting it because once it's gone, it's gone. There's no chargebacks, there's no fraud protection, no customer service hotline where you can beg for your $32,000 back. It's like handing a thief your wallet. Instead of canceling your cards, Visa just shrugs and says, "Good luck, buddy." That's why malware like this is spreading. It's low risk, high reward for hackers. And this isn't just about one streamer, it's about platform responsibility. Valve eventually pulled Block Blasters, but by then the damage was already done, the money was stolen, and the trust was shattered. And this raises real questions. Should Valve do more to vet updates? Should they scan for malware every time a patch goes live? Or is it on us, the players, to just stay paranoid forever? Because if charity streams aren't safe, if a trusted platform like Steam can harbor malware, then what does that mean for the rest of gaming? So what do you think? Should Valve step it up? Or is this just the new digital Wild West where everyone's on their own? Let me know down below. And if you ever lost money to a game besides buying 5 different Skyrim editions, I definitely want to hear about it. Alright, let's change gears before we all unplug our PCs and live in the woods. Let's talk about VR, because the only thing scarier than malware is realizing that VR field of view hasn't really changed in almost a decade. The very first consumer VR headset, the Oculus CV1, launched in 2016. The specs were 1080 x 1200 resolution per eye, Fresnel lenses that gave you God rays better than a J.J. Abrams movie, and a 90-degree field of view. Fast forward 7 years, the Quest 3. Way higher resolution, pancake lenses that fix clarity, improved comfort, better tracking, and a 110-degree field of view. 7 years, 20 degrees. That's it. That's all they did. We've improved everything else. Resolution, optics, weight distribution, and comfort. But field of view is still stubbornly narrow. It's still scuba goggles strapped to your face. Field of view is the key to immersion. It's what makes this VR feel real. Humans can see around 200 degrees horizontally in the real world. In VR, most of us are stuck between 90 and 110 degrees. That's tunnel vision. That's peeking at the world through toilet paper rolls. You can have 8K resolution per eye tracking, haptic gloves, but if your field of view is still narrow, your brain knows something's off. You can never quite feel inside of the world. Now, Meta has been showing off prototypes. The first codenamed Tiramisu, yes, after the dessert. It pushes hyperrealism with 90 pixels per degree. The goal? A visual Turing test. Basically, make VR so sharp, so convincing, that you can't tell the difference between virtual and real. That's exciting, but its research still seems years away. The real star for us consumers is Meta's second prototype, the Boba 3. The Boba 3 has a 180-degree field of view. That's nearly double what most headsets have today. And it's not the first to push wide field of view. Companies like Pimax and Vario have tried. The Pimax AKX launched in 2018 with a 160-degree field of view, which is impressive, but the headset was massive. 800 grams massive. With all the weight up front, put it on and you look like a hammerhead shark trying to play Beat Saber. Oh, and it costs $1,600. It's definitely not mainstream. The Boba 3 manages similar or better field of view in a smaller package. The prototype does weigh 840 grams, heavier than a Quest 3 at 500 grams, but remember, it's not production ready. Sources say that with the right materials, we could be shrunk down to Quest 3 size, plus maybe about 100 grams, which is like adding an extra Snickers bar. So how did Meta pull this off? They bent the rules. Literally. The Boba 3 combines pancake lenses with a reflective polarizer, high-density displays, and optical folding. Basically, they stack and bend the light path to fit more image into the same space. And here's the thing. The process is similar to how the Quest 3 lenses are already made. This isn't some exotic, one-off design. It's manufacturable. Meaning this tech could already hit the consumer market in just the next 2 years. Of course, nothing comes free. The Boba 3 has a much smaller sweet spot. Your eyes have to be more perfectly aligned or you'll see vignetting and brightness fall off. So if you sneeze mid-session and the headset shifts around, suddenly it looks like you're gaming by candlelight. But that's a trade I'd happily take for the immersion that finally matches our natural vision. This is The Feed. I'm Toothe. Thank you for joining me on the very first episode. If you enjoyed it, hit like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. And remember, don't blindly trust patch notes, and also don't wipe foggy VR lenses of your shirt. Trust me. Bye. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it. Gonna end it. Fuck. End it.